See if this makes sense. I started real estate in 1998. That's not the part that should make sense. This is the part. If I would have had my database in order from the very beginning, if there would have been that technology back then, besides Top Producer, which was a program, if you were around back in the day, that was supposed to keep track of contents, but I mean, you go contacts, but you go through all that time trying to export things or move them over to new CRMs. It's just incredibly difficult. Now it's become a little bit more streamlined. There were programs and things that we could use back in the day to try to take contents, get rid of duplicates, put them into a different system and continually adopt. But it was just a mess. So if you're a real estate agent, one of the biggest problems you're going to have in the future, if you're new in the business, maybe you've been at it a long time, but is keeping all those contacts in one place and be able to nurture them and keep in contact with them over time. Now, most agents have some kind of a newsletter. The older ones, they still maybe do a real mail newsletter, but there are other systems in place that are somewhat agentic that you can actually have put together where it's going to take your database. It's going to be able to organize your database. And then from your database, it's going to be able to take care of it, to nurture it, to send out particular emails, and also to send out particular SMS messages, maybe to also do voicemail drops, just checking in with people, just keeping them reminded and putting you at their top of mind at any time, whether they've already bought, whether they're thinking about buying, or whether they're just somebody that you want to stay in contact with. These systems do that very well, and finding the right one is really going to be the game changer for your business. Once you build up the place where all your leads come into, then you go into all your social media systems and have all those coordinated. So if somebody sends out a DM or asks for information or does something of that nature that has to do with your business, that person then gets put into your contact relationship manager, client relationship manager, your CRM, and then it takes care of them. It'll send out information to them. It'll keep in contact with them. It'll continue to nurture them until they do something. That something is what we need to decide. If they respond to a text message, then it will bring them up to the very top of what you see. You can then reach out to them and follow up with them and find out what they want and what they need. That's how a good system should work. So let's say you want to start spending money on ads. Let's say you're tired of the Zillow BS, or you're tired of agents trying to tell you the best ways to do it, and people calling and saying they're going to sell you leads and they're going to send you sellers and this. You realize that's all nonsense. If you want to set it up at $2 to $10 per lead, you can do that on Facebook and Instagram, but those leads go into the same system. So when they're ready, then it kicks off another sequence of events that will bring them to the surface. So all you have to do is reach out and contact them, and then or meet them at the appointment that the AI system set with the client. So that's where I should have been back in 98, but the technology wasn't there. Now it is. Now these different agentic systems can be put together for individual real estate agents, teams, and brokerages that will take care and nurture people until they're ready to move. And of course, you'll never miss a contact. You never miss a call. And you know, when you do, over 60% of the people that miss calls, those people that where they miss the call from, they move on to the next person. They move on to the next person in search, next person they find online. And if that person picks up the call, you're finished. So keeping in contact with them at a very high level, so they're contacted within moments or at the immediate time they call, whether it's 2 o'clock in the morning, 12 o'clock at noon when you're at lunch, maybe you're out with clients and you don't have a staff, or maybe your staff is busy as well. Maybe there's multiple calls coming in at the same time, being able to answer all of them simultaneously, gathering that information that we set the system to gather, and then starting them on a nurturing sequence depending on what their responses are, what they say, what they ask for, and then putting them in that database forever, and then communicating with them, getting those people that they know as well interested in you because of the content you send. Now that's heaven. That's perfect, and that's the place you need to be. Anyway, I'm Connor. If you want to look at a system, just starting with breaching into an AI voice type system, call this number, take it down, get a pencil or write it on your phone, 661-219-7299. That's 661-219-7299. It's a demo for an AI voice. It's not programmed for your business, but it'll ask you what your business is or what you call your real estate business. See what it's like, get a feel for it. I have 50 voices you could choose from. I have different accents that fit your business. And then I have, well, it's an infinite amount of things we can have the system do, depending on your instruction, depending on your facts about your business, your FAQs, and depending on what you want it to be, what you want the AI to be or have as its ultimate goal is what we'll work on. Anyway, I'm Connor with Honor. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it, and we'll see you in the next one.